Now, we're going to try out a set of practice problems. Coolio, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to work through these 2 questions. Now, be sure to walk through each of these 4 steps. And in case your notes aren't that great or your handwriting is kind of sloppy, I'm going to put the 4 steps on the side of the screen just for you to reference. Good luck. You have 3 minutes and they start now. Okay, time's up. Let's go over the answers now. Let's go over the questions together, starting with the first question. Remember, we are going to start with step 1. Look for clues. Number 1. Whether Jones is teaching advanced art classes or beginner ones, the teacher's animated disposition blank his passion for his field. What are some context clues that we see here? I would circle animated disposition and passion. The second step is to fill in the blank with our expectation word. So I would fill in the expectation word shows because a teacher's animated disposition or manner would show his passion. Now I'm ready to move on to step 3. Identify the suspect. First, I want to read and analyze all the answer choices, eliminating the ones that are not in line with our anticipation. Remember, our anticipation is shows. I'm going to cross off A, misrepresents, and E, disguises, because these 2 words are opposite as shows. Then I'm going to also cross off C, satisfies, because satisfies doesn't mean the same thing as shows. This leaves us with only B exaggerates, D reflects. Both these words mean similar things as shows. However, exaggerates is a little bit stronger. It goes a little bit further. Does the teacher's animated manner exaggerate his passion, or does it reflect his passion? Well, it probably doesn't exaggerate his passion, because passion is already a strong word, so it would be really hard to exaggerate it, and also I don't know why you would. Reflects is a much better answer, so let's cross off B, exaggerates, and circle D, reflects, as the correct answer. Now we are ready to go to the last step. Step 4, replay the crime. This is where we just quickly read the sentence back to ourselves and do a final check to make sure the sentence works. Whether Jones is teaching advanced art classes or beginner ones, the teacher's animated disposition reflects his passion on his field. Sounds good. We nailed it. Great. Now let's go over the second question. This time we're going to pick up the pace a bit. Let's get used to rolling that wheel a little bit faster. Okay, so the second question reads, when the editor-in-chief addresses his employees, he is very powerful and often has more blank than do the other editors. Step 1. What are the context clues here? I would have circled powerful. This tells us that whether the editor-in-chief has, it is related to his being powerful. Step 2. Now let's fill in the blank. What expectation word would you leave for the blank? I would have put in the word power. Yeah, you see I cheated a bit. All I did was I stole my expectation word from earlier in the sentence. We know that the editor-in-chief is powerful, therefore he must have power. Duh. It's totally okay to steal words like this. In fact, it's better, because it's faster and it's generally the best expectation word anyway. Now let's move on to step 3. Step 3. Read and eliminate the answer choices. Reading through the answer choices, I can quickly cross off pretense. Pretense means pretending. It's kind of like it sounds. If a person has pretense, he or she is pretending to be something he or she is not. Therefore, you can cross off B. What about C? Discrimination. Discrimination means the ability to discriminate or tell apart. Therefore, it does not mean the same thing as power. Let's cross that off. What about D, restraint, or E, integrity? Both of these things do not mean the same thing as power, so let's cross them off. Okay, now let's take a look on the only answer choice left. A, influence. That looks good. Someone that is powerful by definition has influence. Step 4, replay the crime. Let's take one last look at the sentence. When the editor-in-chief addresses his employees, he is very powerful and often has more influence than do the other editors. Sounds good. We nailed it.
I know that going through these 4 steps might seem like a ton of work, and you might wonder if it's the fastest, most effective way to do these questions. But the answer is yes. Once you get to be a rock star at these 4 steps, you will be able to do them so fast you might not have to write down the expectation words. And also, by forming an expectation before looking at the answer choices, you avoid falling into traps that are designed to trick you via the power of suggestion. That is a pitfall that you definitely want to jump around. So what now? Well, let's practice, practice, practice.